Pop them.
It is that time of the week again. It is Monday. It is 8 o'clock. And if it's Monday at 8 o'clock, it is Mighty Monkeys Nerd World News. And I am your host. I am exhausted. It's been a long couple of days. With me, as always, is slightly tired and sore.
Mm-hmm.
And she's munching on a cookie.
Your dog's looking at my cookie.
Yeah, well, my dog thinks anything that anybody's holding is up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
How's everybody doing out there today? I hope you guys are all doing well. We had a wonderful weekend. You know what?
You had a busy
I
weekend.
had a busy weekend, but as I was saying earlier, with the advent of all the furniture rearranging in my house going on to accommodate the boy returning home, I've got my enclosed porch off of my room, and it's become quite the little like small living room, as it were, over there. It's very cozy. I'm digging it, especially during the rain yesterday. I'm sitting in that big comfy chair, had my feet up on the ledge, and I was just watching it rain. So that was really nice.
I was running from the Jenny John Lodge to my vehicle in the rain.
Sounds like
coming from Mark's son's graduation party.
Right.
Yeah.
Hello, Vicky. Hello, Peter. Hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully, we say hello to the rest of the folks joining us.
Watching.
Yeah. And so, as promised, and we're going to try and ramp up the energy levels, but we're both kind of whooped at the moment. As promised, we're going to start talking a little bit about Deadpool 3, otherwise known as Wolverine and Deadpool. Now, obviously, before we get started, there will be spoilers. So if you've not seen the movie yet,
pause here.
We invite you to go ahead and either pause if you're watching it recorded, or go ahead and say, I'll see you later, and shut down the live feed, and then come back to us another time when you've had a chance to actually watch it. Hi, Jay. Hi, John. Good to see you guys.
Ian went into his room, closed the door, put his headphones on because he doesn't want to hear anything about Deadpool and Wolverine because he hasn't seen the movie.
Well, he's not much for sitting in the movies anymore.
I know, but he just doesn't want to hear any of them.
I get that. Spoilers. He doesn't hear spoilers.
I will forget them by the time I watch it anyway.
So right off the bat, let's take it from the top. They made a point of picking up the Wolverine story where it left off at the end of Logan. Now, you might say that's going to be interesting because at the end of Logan, Wolverine dies. And
I know, that's what I was just like,
yeah,
what the hell is he doing?
Yeah, he dug up the body. and,
well, we knew that he was a little touched in the head, but yes.
It is Deadpool's arrival in the MCU, and the MCU will be reverberating for quite some time. There are now 117 occasions where in the MCU the word "fuck" has been used.
They've all been Deadpool.
No,
and
it
Wolverine.
was one time in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, 116 times in Wolverine and Deadpool. So there were F-bombs flying freely and proudly. So you know what? What's this? What?
Stand up for a second.
What am I looking at? I don't understand what I'm looking at. You're not saying anything.
Do you see Ian's bed bouncing?
No, I don't. Oh, is it Juno? Okay. You could have used your words, Juno. You took me right out of the stride of things I was saying to point at something I couldn't see.
But it was so funny. She was like rolling around and things like that.
Excuse me a moment while I talk about being fired. As in like you're going to. Excuse me just a minute. We'll be right back here. Look at something. Go ahead, look it up. What have I told you about this sort of thing? This is getting ridiculous.
I'm sorry. You forgive me?
Maybe. I'll have to consider it. We'll have to talk more about this after the show. Anyway, hi.
I think they could hear us.
It's possible.
It's possible. Yeah, because this wasn't on mute.
It's possible that was part of the gag, Tanya. Jesus, don't you ever...
Sorry.
Don't you ever understand that this is what I'm trying to do is make people laugh once in a while? Don't you get that sort of thing? What the hell's wrong with you, woman?
I'm getting a lot of the things right now.
Oh. You said it. I didn't. I just want to point that out. You said it. I didn't. All right, so there's 116 uses of the word fuck going on.
I think this is about the color of my face earlier today at
Yeah.
work. Talking to one of the other teachers.
Here's the thing is there was so much pressure on this particular movie because there was so much expectation, and there was a lot writing. Hi, Tiffany. There was a lot writing on what was going on, and the fact that, in my opinion, they nailed it. 10 out of 10, no notes. It was a great story. It was really well crafted. The cameos were not just throwaway scenes. The cameos really represented something. And I thought it was really interesting that all of the characters that were popping up while they were on the adventure were the Fox Fox Marvel Universe characters.
Yes.
And then you had the MCU TVA folks in the background, kind of like as the backbone and the catalyst for the story.
And that's from Loki.
Yeah, from Loki. But to see the Fantastic Four references from the original two Fantastic Four movies, to see Blade, to see Elektra, to see and then the untapped talent, because Channing Tatum was originally signed on to be Gambit in an X-Men movie, and it never came to fruition, so he was kind of left in development hell. And then he made his appearance, and did he ever bring good attention to that character?
Remy LeBeau.
He nailed it, and the physicality of it, the humor, the accent. I was talking to people who are from Baton Rouge, and they were saying, no, the accent was not throwaway, over the top characteristic. It was really, this is how they freaking talk. I wonder if he
went to.
He's from Louisiana.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's from Louisiana, and he apparently just copied his family, as it were. And it was so funny to see. This one guy was like, "Look, I loved Ms. Marvel because it gave representation to a whole new cadre of people, a whole new ethnicity. But I want my Remy LeBeau because I'm a Cajun, and he is how we get seen." And so it was just so interesting to see that.
I was watching either a Facebook reel or a TikTok or some type of video in the last week.
Hang on a second. I'm going to interrupt you. Jason, this film will save Disney's bottom line for 2024. No, Disney has no worries about bottom lines ever.
2024, because it's
not
Disney.
For 1924, not for 3024. Disney's bottom line is going to be just fine. People are really so critical of the MCU products as of late, the TV shows, the Marvel series, etc. But you know what? There really hasn't been bad stuff. Okay. And I saw that. I'm going to get to it in a minute. Yes, it's been a little slow in terms of the universal appeal, but that's the thing about comic books, is there's something for everybody. Not every title is a blockbuster. Every title will appeal to somebody. And so, don't worry about what's going on, and don't be like, oh, well, that particular product was so weak, MCU sucks. No, stop that. That's a terrible way of thinking. Now, did Wolverine and Deadpool become the blockbuster that has reignited the interest in the franchise? Absolutely. Would their bottom line have suffered otherwise? No. Just ask Elizabeth. She's in Disneyland. So
waiting for the parade.
She's waiting for the parade at the moment. John Berenbaum points out needed subtitles to understand Gambit. Exactly. That was exactly what you were supposed to. Because I didn't have a Cajun roommate, but I had a Cajun floor mate when I was in college. And there were times where he really struggled to speak like we do.
Northern English.
We're
just going to put it at that.
But one time when you got him particularly for snickered, the bio came out, that boy, and let me tell you, we had a hard time understanding him. It was funny. It was awesome, too, by the way. Absolutely awesome.
I had been watching a video of Jennifer Garner working out to get back into fitness for Elektra.
Yes.
And everything that she was doing. They all
put the work in.
Oh, yeah.
They all put the work in. And Wesley Snipes still looks completely badass.
Has that guy aged? Is he related to Paul Rudd?
Yeah, seriously. But Paul Rudd finally aged. There's that one scene. So it was a really well-structured story. There was a point to it, which was weird for Deadpool to have a point. I don't get that, but there you have it. There was an ebb and a flow. There were some great emotional moments. Anne states that she has captured Dan and is holding him captive.
Okay.
Hold him really tight. He needs a good hug.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Chrissy. Eventually, I'll talk about the adventure that Dan and I had going to see Debbie Gibson, which was a lot of freaking fun.
Yeah.
We had a rip. That was so much fun. Anyway, moving on.
And Dan were meeting with artist extraordinaire Ken Wheaton tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Finishing up the comic book for season 2, as it were.
So, hi.
There's a Juno here. Oh, here before Elizabeth has to go back to the parade. Come here, Juno. Come, scooch. Oh, okay. That was not good. Are you okay, Minnie? I wasn't trying to hurt you. There you go. There she is. Hi, guys. We haven't seen you in a while, huh, Junebug?
Yes. Oh, I know. I get to kiss.
Elizabeth. Just for you, Elizabeth.
Just for you, Elizabeth. We get to see a
dog pool. No. This one is much more adorable than dog pool.
I don't know. Peggy was that kind of.
Oh,
she was so ugly. She was cute, kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. That one, no. Oh my God, she is hysterical with a Nerf gun. Oh, she's like, Dad.
I saw a cookie. Dad, I want the cookie. No, you may not have the cookie. It's got chocolate in it. I will not be cleaning up after you for the next 3 weeks.
How many cookies did she get, Chrissy?
Hi, Dan. So, all right. Now, of all of you who are watching right now, who's actually seen the movie so far? Put your hand down.
Yeah, I'm trying to be funny.
You know, seriously, what is wrong with you today?
ADD is really.
You are really. Do you know these people are trusting you for your input on the MCU, and you're going ahead and sit there and what? Never mind.
Yeah, you said that.
Hi. This is a new gag. I like this gag. This is a great gag. We're gonna try that. We have to have a graphic for it.
Maybe we can get Ken to draw a picture of the two of us sitting in chairs, going back and forth like this.
Right.
To put
right,
up
but my shirt would need to be untucked.
That's now the running gag.
I don't tuck my shirts in. It's not a thing. Why? Why would you do that to me, Ken?
No, Chris is eating the last cookie.
There it is. Here, cheers.
Mm.
All right.
He's eating half the cookie. I'm eating the other half.
That's fine by me. That's but still.
That's it.
All right. So, of everybody out there, who's seen the Wolverine and Deadpool movie so far? That's basically what I want to know right now.
Well, I think John Parangao has seen it.
John's seen it. Dan has seen it, I think. So, well, like I said, the great thing is, and again, spoiler territory, all of the major cameos are characters from the Fox Marvel movies. So you see Chris Evans show up, and he's got the beard and everything, and you see the hint of blue underneath all of this clothing.
And Deadpool's like, he's gonna say it. He's gonna say it.
He's about to say it. Yeah, and then he screams out "Flame on!" But you know, it's so weird. As soon as you see the collar of the shirt, you're like, "Oh shit, that's not Cap." Mm-hmm. And then you realize he's back to playing Johnny Storm one more time from the Fantastic Four, and it was so wild to see that.
The first Fox Marvel cameo.
Yes,
that's like I'm like,
and that's when it started unfolding. And then you see Pyro from the X-Men movies. You've got the Juggernaut was not the same Juggernaut, because the Juggernaut in the movies, the original movies, was played by the character actor Vinnie Jones. Mm-hmm. I didn't recognize who this guy was under the helmet. But
hold on a second. You were in PA.
I'll take you to the movies, Sean. There's a new Alien movie out. She doesn't want to see it.
Romulus Aliens. You can have date night with Chris.
Oh, stop it.
Because I'm not seeing it.
You're giving me something to look forward to.
Because I saw Borderlands with Tyler that had the preview for.
How was that, by the way?
You know,
it is getting ravaged.
It is. I know we're gonna go back to Deadpool and Wolverine in a second. Like, I haven't played the video games. I had no clue about what the video games were.
Right.
Tyler said it's kind of like our Thursday night Wasteworld type D&D game. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, okay. And I enjoyed it. Yeah, I joked around saying that I was taking Tyler just for the popcorn and a nap, and James is like, "It's pretty loud. I don't know how much napping you're going to get in." That I was joking about the nap because I just really went for the popcorn.
Mhm.
But I mean, we sat back and enjoyed it. I mean, I know it's getting definitely panned. It had like a 4% from the critics or something. Rotten Tomatoes gave it
17% on Rotten Tomatoes right
Oh,
now.
it was 0 the other day.
Yeah.
But
I also think that a lot of that is that so wonderful culture that we have right now, that we can't have anything nice because the people who automatically don't like certain details are going to try and shred it. You know, like for instance, She-Hulk was getting shredded, although I had a freaking blast watching that particular series.
The Deadpool popcorn bucket, I think, was only at AMC.
Yeah.
Not Cinemark. I was at Tinseltown. So no, it did not get the Deadpool popcorn bucket that actually was Wolverine's head. But it can't be as bad as the Dune one.
Oh God, the Dune, the Dune one. We can use it as a paw cleaner, sure.
Yeah, no.
So what else do we want to talk about with this movie? I mean, basically at this stage, let's just be right out with it. If you have not seen it yet, please go see it. If you have seen it already, go see it again, because you're going to you would probably miss details.
Absolutely.
Because there were certain montages that were just fast and furious. But they make references. Do you need to have read all of the comic books beforehand? It would have helped, but it's not necessary, right? But there was just so much going on with it that you probably want to get a second viewing of the movie just so you can see all of the details, you know, and the certain things they telegram, you know, earlier in the movie, and they're like, oh, it's obvious now, that kind of thing. Elizabeth goes on to say, I've spent more time than I should arguing with dude bros who still hate She-Hulk so much. That sometimes not everything is for everyone, and that's okay, but that doesn't mean it's bad.
Right.
That's the thing. And I think you touch on something that I kind of referred to a moment earlier in this particular show tonight, where people are like, it's got to, everything the MCU makes has got to be for me. It's got to be for my site. It's got to be for my vision. It's got to be for what I want, or else it sucks. And I think it's what people are missing, is that comic books are so varied. There's so many different stories you can tell. Marvel and DC have created these massive universes where so many different stories and so many types of stories can be told. You know, not every character is going to be the hit. Not every character is going to be, you know, world altering for you or a favorite, but everything has a little bit of a piece. It's like a tapestry. Everything is a thread to an overall story. A lot of people were pissing on Ms. Marvel, but I'm like, this young lady was amazing, and she was just so much life and so much energy and so bright and so much fun to watch. And so I enjoyed the hell out of that series. Was it important to watch it for the overall MCU big picture? No, not really. Not at the moment. You know, same with She-Hulk. Same with
there's something you
Secret
don't
Wars.
need to know for the whole.
Right. I mean, there's so many different cool things they could do, and it wasn't. They didn't make everything for everyone. They made everything for themselves. They made everything for a story, for a reason, and it all kind of fits together. They believed in it, absolutely. You know, so these people who shit on things usually are telegraphing that they don't understand it. You know, it's so wild to see, you know, the opinions that come out sometimes. I'm proselytizing again.
Michelle Selden, were there post-credit scene? There was a mid-credit scene that was amazing.
Yes. It was a montage of behind-the-scenes footage of all of the Fox Marvel movies.
And you see how young Hugh Jackman.
Oh my God, yeah.
And whatever. And then the end credit scene.
At the end of the credits itself
was Deadpool going, okay, I know. Let's go back and watch the video because this is whatever. And it just solidified.
It's a callback to something happens earlier in the movie, and so he basically at the very end after the credits does a thing.
Yes.
So that's all we're going to say.
But it's not a teaser for a next movie. No, it isn't. Not like a normal Marvel.
But they do drop a couple of hints because there was a couple of times where you know. He looks at Wolverine and he goes, you know, you're going to be doing this until you're 90, right, Hugh? You know, I thought that was just great. You know, I thought that was so, the way he fourth wall breaks is so just subtle and yet not at the same time. It's a wonderful combination.
No, the fact that they go like this to start
But yeah, let's not go too deep into
whatever, and then half of Wolverine's
costume
costume blows away, and abs on him.
The abs on that man.
Freaking 55 years old.
Right.
The abs on him. Now, granted, 55 is young, but still, just like.
Elizabeth goes on to say, and like, to be honest, I don't care if someone hates She-Hulk, but it's so tiring when all someone can talk about is how much they hate it, and especially when they come into a space that's being positive about the show. And that's a thing. If you want to not like something, fine. Don't like it. That's fine. Stop trying to influence the rest of us. Stop harshing our buzz. Stop yucking the yum, as it were. Stop nailing people for actually liking what you don't like. It's okay for us to disagree. It's okay for not. I mean, I'm a big Doctor Who fan. Not everybody's a Doctor Who fan. Not everybody gets it. So that's fine. Okay. But like the first live action Avatar: The Last Airbender movie, I thought it was terrible. I thought M. Night Shyamalan did a huge disgrace to the animated series. All right. But there are some people out there who really loved it because they didn't have the experiences I did. I'm not going to turn around and go, oh, you're stupid for liking that live action movie that I thought was so bad. That's terrible. That's not, get off the goddamn
likes
for
different things. And that's
Seriously.
what makes us so unique and inclusive and diverse. And that's what we believe here at FC3, that everyone likes something and no one's going to knock if you don't like something, except for I don't like the Red Sox, but that's a totally different story.
What did we talk about? What did we talk about? You and me. You weren't going to do that to me. You weren't going to be like throwing shade in my direction. Never mind. We got a show to do. Hi. I love this new gag we've come up with. This is great. This is fun.
No, Deanna had said back earlier, it's like,
nobody's talking about it. That's the best part. It's like, it's making us laugh. That's all that matters.
That sometimes it's just good to check your brain at the door and sit back and try to enjoy it. There's going to be something in there that you're going to enjoy.
Now, the cool thing about it is this Wolverine and Deadpool was not really a check your brain at the door.
You had to pay attention.
You had to pay attention. There was stuff going on. So yes, Ryan Reynolds was being typical Ryan Reynolds, and Deadpool was being Deadpool, but there was so much nuance to it. So much going on. Yeah. And there's a great interaction between Deadpool and Wolverine towards the 2/3 mark, right where it starts to pivot, right? And Wolverine tells him off for like the millionth time, but he hits him hard verbally, and it was just so like, oh wow. And you could just, there was no emotion because the mask is there, but you can tell Deadpool was like really like, oh, ow. That
now I'm gonna have to go back and watch to figure out what part that was, because there's so much action and adventure and stuff throughout that.
The facial expressions, the depth of emotion, the depth of characters, the dance numbers, everything was just well timed. Everything was well timed, and they sailed those jokes out there fearlessly. There was a lot of, this is a Disney movie. There was a lot of, this is really a Disney movie. Holy crap! There was a lot of trust. And in those boys, and they really pulled it off. There was a lot going on.
Now, is Lance Bass an NSYNC person or a Backstreet Boy?
Hell if I know.
Well, I don't know, but there was a TikTok of him today doing a TikTok, becoming Wolverine in like just the Halloween costume type stuff. Oh, NSYNC.
Thank you, Dee.
Doing the bye dance from the beginning of the movie, and so you could see that he's watching the Deadpool dancer trying to learn the different dance moves in whatever, and then at the end he said something about trying to ask his kids if they were liking, if they liked the Backstreet Boys, and they're like, and the one little kid's like, no, and they went running away like, oh yeah, you're an NSYNC fan. Something. I'm just like, but it was funny because you could see him. It's like he's like, I can't floss. So to have something that 40-something trying to
Right.
do the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine. I would hurt something just watching it, probably. But anyway, so that's a thing. And so, like I said earlier, 10 out of 10, no notes. It was a fantastic movie. It is not the rebirth of the MCU. It's just a nice pick-me-up. It's a good boost for a franchise in an industry that has been doing some great work. And, you know, yes, there's been some hits and misses, some that are a little softer than others, but you know what? It's all been really fun to watch since the beginning, since Iron Man 1. And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next of it. And it's really going to be interesting to see what they do with
Dr. Doom.
But I was going to say with Deadpool and Wolverine in the future, to see if there's going to be, you know, participation from those two gentlemen any further at this point.
Yeah, because Logan's now in from a different multiverse.
Right.
And so
he's in the MCU now, son. It's going to be a thing.
I just love the different montages of him going to find a Wolverine.
Yeah, that's when he decided he needed to go find the right Wolverine, and he started going through. There was a montage of him finding different, and it was basically portrayals of different covers of different Wolverine comic books from different, you know, series and different story arcs and whatnot. There is a really cool spot in the middle of the searching for Wolverine montage where Wolverine is not being played by Hugh Jackman. Go ahead, say it. Say it. You just said half of it. Think of a very Superman.
I didn't even know it was him.
Well, Deadpool even says, "Oh my God, the Cavalrine."
I heard him say that, but
all the stories are true.
It did not make sense to me at that
Hi,
point.
Jason Howard. I hope your trip to Seattle's been good to you so far. Elizabeth Rice read somewhere that Deadpool and Wolverine are in the same universe that Monica got trapped in the Marvels. I had not read that, so that's information you've got, and that'd be cool if it was the same. That'd be interesting.
I lost my got derailed.
Choo.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to take advantage of that particular facet. We're going to start wrapping this week's up. We might have some really cool information for you next week, but we won't know until probably like Sunday night. We're going to see what happens. We'll keep an eye on things. We might talk a little bit more about RDJ as Dr. Doom. Those are things that will happen. If you have seen the movie, go see it again. It would really be worth your time to do so. If you have not seen the movie and you've sat through all of these spoilers, we hope we didn't ruin it for you. But you know what? We warned you, so it's sure.
Hey, you know what? The internet and Facebook probably have ruined it already.
Right. Seriously, there's so much out there as it is. So,
bye, Elizabeth.
Vicky, it was good to see you. Jason, I hope your trip to Seattle is a peaceful and happy one. Elizabeth, enjoy the parade. Have a great one. You guys have a great week. Have a safe week. We'll talk to you again next week. No, seriously, you really have to stop. You know